Guys, before the video starts, I'm doing a winter appeal for Syria, Afghanistan, and Ethiopia, brothers and sisters, inshallah. People are literally freezing. We would never live in those conditions. Help me reach my target to give them some warmth. I've done the 7-day free trial of the Quran app, and it exceeded all my expectations. Brothers and sisters, you can build a habit with the Quran by 7-day free trial, brothers and sisters. No credit card details required at all. And you decide for yourself, is it overrated or is it underrated?
The angel's cursor, yeah? So now they say, oh, this is manipulating your wife, or, you know, telling her that she's going to get some kind of a curse, or whatever it may be, get sin for not having intimacy. But the issue here is, I'm the one that's being abused. Because if I'm married, I am, yes, sister, I'm married. If you're married, your partner expects... No. This is, what do you mean by entitled? Is my wife... Okay, forget my wife. An individual is married. Is their wife entitled to intimacy?
No.
She's not? Okay, are they entitled to love, affection?
I mean, within the constraints of a marriage, you decide what's all right for you in that marriage. If you say, hey, my wife never wants to have sex with me and I don't appreciate that in a marriage, you can go.
No, we're not talking about conditions made pre-marriage, yeah? I'm talking about
pre-marriage, post-marriage.
No, it is.
If you're unhappy with something in your marriage, it's within your rights to end that marriage to seek out a new one.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about an instant moment of one saying, no sex for you today.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that.
Okay.
So when you talk about entitlement, what are two parties entitled to? So for example...
When it comes to sex, nothing.
Okay. No. Who makes this condition, by the way? And secondly, is a man entitled to say that when a robber goes in the house, he says to his wife, go, I'm locking the door, deal with the situation, let me know when it's done.
That has nothing to do with the conversation.
It does, sister. Is the woman entitled to protection?
No.
She's not. Okay, no problem. If you go with that angle, then that means she's not entitled to protection. She's not entitled to... No one's entitled to nothing. Yeah?
Why would you? Not entitled to provide a home?
No, I'm not entitled to nothing. No shopping, nothing. I'm entitled to nothing.
I don't
No affection, no love. No, I'm going to be like a robot. Not you. I'm not talking about you, sister.
I don't think women in any woman is entitled to anything from a man.
In what sense do you mean that?
I mean, when you enter into a relationship, it's up to you and the other person in the relationship to decide what you want in that relationship in terms of love, in terms of affection, in terms of intimacy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, no problem. Okay, you meet person A. Person A says, you're not entitled to nothing from me.
Then I would say, all right, that's fair, but I don't want to be married to somebody that
No
thinks that
problem.
way.
Then you meet another guy and he says, you're not entitled to nothing from me.
Then I wouldn't be married to any man who said something like that.
Do you see the problem here? Now what we've done is we've got a false reality and we apply it. If every man said...
I think if women don't want to have sex with you, that's a problem you should address.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about a bigger problem here. What I'm trying to say is, when you use the term that no one is entitled to anything, then you have a society, a malfunctioning society. Because you're saying you're not entitled to this. Well, if that's the case, any man walking down the road should not in any way, shape, feel entitled to protect a woman.
You shouldn't.
No, but there's a problem, because now you're going to have women. For example, imagine Sarah Everett, what was her name? Yeah? The one who got killed by a police officer. Come on, everybody knows that. Guys, don't follow the news. What's going on, brother? Yeah? Okay. It was tragic. So imagine me walking down the road and I hear her screaming.
And
I say, ooh, I don't care. I'll be honest with you.
I don't rely on a man to protect me down the street, because at the end of the day,
No, you have no choice but to rely on him.
No.
Why
I
not?
don't know. Maybe I'm carrying right now.
Carrying what? You're not in the UK. You're in America.
Maybe I have pepper spray. Maybe I have,
No, that's illegal. You'll get arrested.
Maybe she knows
Okay.
Okay,
Maybe I'm a Taekwondo fighter. Maybe I can knock you out right here. Like.
No. That's exception. There are women out there that can knock me out. Yeah, I have no thing about that. Yeah. The point is this, sister. Every person is somehow, in one way, entitled. Not that you ask for that. For example, we live in this. Like, for example, Thomas Hobbes talks about contractarianism. Yeah. We live in this. We live in. No, I know, but we live in this land. If I cross the red light, I'm not going to say I never agreed to these laws. You can't give me 3 points. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You are not entitled to give me a 3 point. I live in this land. I enjoy a lot of things in these lands, so I have to abide by the laws. What I'm trying to say in a nutshell, sister, is that the reality you're giving us doesn't fit in. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And if you're walking down the road and you are being attacked, you would want somebody
walking down
Thank
the
you.
street.
So what do you say the word hope? Yeah? And any husband would hope that if he wants to have intimacy, his wife, and again, the hadith doesn't actually say that you have to force her. He just says she'll be cursed by the angels. That's it. You get what I'm trying to say?
I don't think bringing religion into into it is helpful because everyone here obviously has separate beliefs.
No, of course, that's what we're discussing, sister. But what I'm just saying in a nutshell, it doesn't work. We all feel entitled somehow. You get what I'm trying to say? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, well, you can feel entitled. You can feel how
Like you do. Like you said, you would hope that.
I would hope.
That's good.
But, you know.
Why do you feel that hope? Why hope? Why don't you say, you know what,
I would hope that regardless if it's a man, a woman, anything.
No, anybody,
down
of
the
course,
street,
of course.
I would hope that if I was getting attacked by someone with a
Yes.
knife, that somebody walking along would help me.
Well, that's what I'm talking
But
about.
I also recognize that by doing that, whoever's helping me may be putting themselves in danger.
Exactly.
You know, there's other factors to consider in situations like this. And I would venture to believe that I think there's things that people should be entitled to that you think people should not be entitled to.
And I never said that, by the way. I'm
Right,
just.
as I came out of the train station, there's multiple people sleeping on the ground. And
Yes.
I think those people deserve a home to live in.
Yes.
I think those people deserve a warm place to sleep.
Yeah.
A lot of people in this country would say, oh, well, they're not entitled to anything.
But maybe some. I'm not saying.
It comes down to human decency. It comes down to compassion.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, sister. Then why can't a woman have compassion on her husband and
I
think?
understand.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Compassion goes both ways. It's a two-way street.
No, of
And a woman
course,
says,
of course.
no, I want to stop. I'm not comfortable with this. To keep
No,
going.
of course.
that is
No,
not
but I never even said that. I never even said if a woman says stop and the man says no, you shut
said that
up.
If she says to stop, then she's abusing her husband.
No. What I'm saying is, if we look at, for example, the studies that I quoted, which I'll read for the camera, get the camera on here.
That's what I understood as well.
No, sister. No. What I'm saying is, sister, when there was a study done on a woman's sex drive and a man's sex drive, yeah? And the studies no, it's not general, sister. It's a study that was done. The study shows very clearly that a man's sexual drive is nowhere compared to a woman's. Meaning that how a
always by default.
this is yes. Look, I'll read it for you. I'll read it for you.
Woman on this planet who's sex
No, there's
drive is higher than the
there's
man's.
exclusive. There's certain specific situations. We're talking generally. It does. Look, let me read the study.
That is true. Even if
Okay, let me read it for the sister.
Okay,
Yeah.
I heard you. Okay, so
Did
say
you hear
that
me?
is the case.
Okay, let me just read it just for context, because before people come and start saying that I'm condoning a husband raping a wife. Yeah. The sex drive refers to the strength of sexual motivation. Across many different studies and measures, men have shown to have more frequent and more intense sexual desires than women, as reflected in spontaneous thoughts about sex, frequency, and variety of sexual fantasies, desired frequency of intercourse, desired number of partners, masturbation, liking for various sexual practices, willingness to forego sex, initiating versus refusing sex, making sacrifices for sex, and other measures. Listen carefully, sister. No contrary findings indicating stronger sexual motivation among women were found. What that means is the following, sister. You are created in a certain way, I'm created in a certain way.
But that's a biological difference.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, biological difference is this. A man is stronger than a woman. But I believe a woman is mentally more stronger than a man. There's studies that show that as well. I believe men are women, and that's the reason why men tend to commit suicide more. Yeah? It's a fact. So therefore, what we're saying is biologically, that a man's desire for the opposite gender is more frequent and more stronger. Therefore, if a man comes to his wife he has married, and he loves, and they love each other, and says, I want to have intimacy, and she says, no. And when I mean no, it's not, I'm not feeling well, I'm tired, I'm on my menses. I'm not talking about that.
She's not gonna say no.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say, sister. If this woman says no, says, I don't
That
get.
means she doesn't want to be with
Okay,
him.
no. Okay, what I'm saying is she abusing him? Yes or
She's
no?
not abusing
Because
him.
Yes, he is.
that's not-
Okay.
You can't take our biology
Okay,
as-
all right, okay. Sister, if that's the case, no problem.
No. Listen,
Okay.
you can't take our biology.
Why
as-
not? When it comes to strength, we do.
Okay, because I agree there's biological differences between women and men.
Yes.
And the reason, I don't know, I'm not a biologist, like I'm not a scientist, I don't know, I can't tell you the exact science, but biologically, let's say when humans were first, like, evolving,
Yeah.
the aim, survival of the fittest, the aim
Yeah.
is to spread your seed as much as you can,
Yeah.
populate the earth as much as you can, but we don't live in the dark ages, we live in an age where women have
problem.
agency. Women
problem.
have agency over themselves and over their bodies.
That's fine.
And we don't live in an age where we have to succumb to every biological.
No, that's fine, sister, but how is it? Look, I'm not talking about the dark ages or the cave ages, sister. What I'm trying to say in a nutshell is this. A man, what we're saying is there's studies that show a man's sex drive is higher than a woman's.
Sure, but I say that has nothing to do
But
with.
what it does, sister, excuse me, if you have a specific need in a specific area.
It's not a need. You're not
Okay,
gonna die.
okay, no, okay, one second. Let's reverse it. Study,
man for a reason.
no problem. The studies show a woman's sex drive is 500 times higher than a man's.
Ali, is this child-friendly conversation?
No, it's not. I'm so sorry. I'm just saying, guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. If there's any kids, please leave the area. So if the baby, she won't remember anything. So the thing is, if that's the case, and if a wife says, you know what, I want to have intimacy, and he says, no, you're not getting nothing. I swear to God, feminists will lose. They'll rip their hair out.
No, they won't.
They would rip their hair out in Hyde Park. He's sexually abusing her. Oh, she wants his intimacy, some love and affection. Oh, it's okay when it's a woman, poor woman. But when it's a man, be a man. This is double standards.
No, because if I'm in a relationship with someone and I say, hey,
Absolute
I'm
double
not getting
standard.
what I need out of this relationship, either something changes, or I leave, or he leaves. It's
that's
that
fine.
simple.
No,
You
we're
find
not-
a partner that's not giving
But I'm
you
not.
what you want.
But I'm
that's
not talking about that,
fulfilling
sister.
your needs,
Of course, if I was that man, I'll tell him to go and get married again.
right?
No long thing. I'll tell him straight away, brother, go and get married again. Because
working out.
because if it's not working out, of course, look, in Islam we have divorce. Like in the Jewish religion, a woman is not allowed to get divorced until the husband initiates. In Islam we don't have that. A woman can go get a divorce, a man can get a divorce. My issue is not that. There is abuse happening towards the man, and I'm not saying the man has to force himself. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, if she says no, yeah, she is abusing him. And for you, yes, tell me why not. Please, can someone tell me, and with evidence, why not?
Because there must be a reason. It's not.
Sister, whatever's doing, she is an evil person. She is the evil. She's okay.
So say the reason. Hold on. So what if the reason is he's cheating on her?
No, you see what you're doing now. You see what I mean?
So I'm saying there's a reason.
No, I know,
There's
I know.
no woman who loves her
My dear sister, I know. I'm giving you a specific, isolated situation.
Where there's nothing
Because what
wrong.
you're doing,
So you're
what you're doing
I
now.
understand what you're saying.
Are you Muslim?
I am.
You're doing good
Muslim.
assumptions for your sister. That's good. Maybe it's this, I understand. But what I'm saying is the following, yeah? If the situation is that he's a good guy, he doesn't cheat on her, he provides for her, he loves her,
Okay.
came home one day,
But she won't do that.
no,
then.
I know.
Unless she's got a headache,
Okay,
or
I'm
she's
saying
well.
if she did,
Okay.
I'm not talking about she, look, she's not well,
And it's always. So she's
not always,
always.
not, yeah, let's say she's doing it
Okay,
always.
so then of course that's not right. That's
Okay,
not
is that
relationship.
abuse?
No.
It's a type of. It's a type of.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, it's a type of.
That's what I'm saying.
No, because at the end of the day, a woman has agency over herself as much as you have agency over yourself.
Yeah, I know. Say she doesn't. What I'm saying is it abuse or not? I'm not saying
It's
she doesn't
not
have
abuse.
agency.
Of course, it's not abuse. There is nothing abusive about that.
Okay, no problem. Okay, if that's the case, you walk down the road, sister. You walk down the road, a man with a gun, and I just watch you get killed, and that's not. I believe that's a form of abuse. No, you know why? No, one second. Excuse me. If a woman who's vulnerable being attacked by a group of men, and I am there getting popcorn. Wow, look at
You're
that. Look at my
not
shit.
entitled to put your
One
life
second.
on the line.
No, 1 second. I know. What I'm trying to say is this: is what I'm doing a part of, like, she's being attacked. I have full capabilities to stop it or help her. If I choose to step back, like they say, the person that is silent is the silent devil or something along those lines. Yeah. The point I'm trying to say is this.
It's a lack of compassion, but it's not
No.
abuse to not be.
Okay, call it whatever you like. Lack of compassion, any other word except
And
abuse.
I wouldn't be in a relationship with somebody
No,
that was
of course not.
incompassionate.
We're not talking about that, sister. I know you wouldn't be in a relationship. The man, I'll tell the man if she's carrying on like that, divorce her. The point I'm just trying to say is that men do get abused also.
Men do
Woman,
get abused.
yes, let's get this right. Just because a woman cries, like if it was a woman here, I swear to God, if it was a woman here crying and saying, my husband, I told him to have intimacy with me and he didn't, I swear to God, we'll start a charity for her. We'll do a fundraiser right now. She'll raise £20,000. It is. But when it's a man, and this is why men commit suicide, because they can't express their feelings. If they cry, they're a little wimp. So the point I'm trying to make is that there are women that abuse, and when it comes to this, when we talk about biology, we show the study that shows a man's sex drive is higher than a woman's. But let's talk about physical ability, capabilities. A man is more stronger.
I have to go. I'm late for something, but
Okay,
it was
sorry.
very interesting.
Thank you, sister. Sorry if I got a bit passionate.
No, that's okay.
I get really excited sometimes. Thank you, sister. Thank you. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is this, yeah? I think you maybe disagreed with me. I don't know if you but we can talk about it. The point I'm trying to say is, I'm more stronger than a woman. But some women are kickboxers. They're more stronger than me. That can knock me out. Generally. So if that's the case, if I'm walking with my wife and somebody comes and takes a knife out, in that very instance, my wife is entitled to protection from me. Period. I can't come and say, oh, darling, sort it out. Call me when you're done. She will come and say, this guy, you know what I'll be called? I'll be called the biggest names on the street. A coward. You are this. You're the one reason she got stabbed. You are. But why is it when it's biologically that I'm stronger than her, in that very instance, it's okay. But when it comes to the sex drive, oh, no, it's not abuse.
How do you find the word entitled? What does entitled mean?
I would say, in a nutshell, it is something that is maybe, I might be wrong, innately that we have, that for example, if I give you a coffee, I would expect a thank you. Or I would maybe be entitled to not be abused or insulted. It's an entitlement that you don't have to give, it's something that I expect. So do you get it? It's something that I expect subconsciously, but it's not something that you have to do. But when you don't do it, it tells me a little bit about you. So if you come and say, Ali, here you go, I bought you an iPhone 13, argument's sake, yeah? And I say, okay, bye. Now that says a lot about who I am now. And it tells you a lot about who you are. So in a nutshell, what I'm just trying to say is that when we give these scenarios, is that when it's a woman, or when a woman cries, it's why men are more psychologically weaker, I believe. Yeah, and we see that. Yeah, women tend to get over relationships faster. There's studies that show that. You have that meme which shows, the first week of breakup, the man is like, ooh, and the girl's like, ooh. And then 3 weeks later, the guy's crying and the woman, we see that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm just saying, let's just be consistent and accept this fact that if a man, for example, is married, loves his wife, he's good to his wife, and he wants to have intimacy, and he calls her to have intimacy, and she says no, that is a form of abuse. I believe that. And if anyone can tell me why I'm wrong, I'll respect that. It's the same way, I believe it's a form of abuse if she's being attacked and I just watch it happen. How? Yeah, one consequence, sister, is that one's going to kill you, the other one doesn't. Like the refusal of intimacy doesn't kill the man, but in an instance where a man takes a step back and lets his wife get stabbed, that's death. So one is worse off.
Yeah, but those are two very different scenarios.
Well, it is, but that's the both.
It's a bit of a straw man to compare.
But why is it straw man?
Because one is one person being attacked, one person being killed.
Exactly. But based on biology, we're talking about how men and women are created. That's why I'm giving you that example, because one is an example of how we are created when it comes to the sex drive, and the other is how we're created based on our physical abilities. So I'm saying as a man, I have these. This is my weakness. For example, a man's weakness is he has a high sex drive. He has to have intimacy. A woman's weakness is she's physically weak. So I need to cater for her there, and she will need to cater for me here. Now this doesn't mean force. If a man says to his wife, "Come and have intimacy," she says no, I believe that man should say, "You know what? I want to end this relationship." I'm not saying you should go and force yourself on it. Which man would in their right mind do that? I'm not saying that. I'm saying what she's doing is abuse, and he has a right for divorce.
Well, don't you think that might be better for men to get better at controlling their sex drive?
No, this is absolutely. You know what this is, bruv? You're kicking the guy on the floor. Bang! You're kicking me. That's what you're doing. And as a man, how could you say that? How could you say that as a man? He's been refused intimacy, and on top of that, you control your sex drive. And studies show that the way a man is created, that his sex drive is nowhere compared to woman. And on top of that, what else? Can you imagine if you say this to a woman? Imagine studies show a woman's sex drive is higher than a man's. And then she's like, well, I want intimacy, he's not giving it to me. Sister, control your sex drive. What's wrong with you? You know what, bruv, you know what else he does? This guy's a violent, he's an oppressor. He's an oppressor. This is what I'm saying. I don't think it's right. I think we need to really, and like I said before, in Islam we have a hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, where a woman came and complained that her husband doesn't sexually satisfy her. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, allowed the divorce to happen. So in Islam, it's not like, oh no, if a woman is not sexually satisfied, she has a valid reason for divorce.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So divorce is there.
Exactly, for the woman. Okay. What happened to the man?